all the games on the biggest screens in the Caribbean.
Me team win, every bad cover lift up. Them a silly billy. Me carry real bad team, not a illy billy. No bandwagon to the thing, no bother switchy switchy. Represent for your team to the nitty gritty. School silly billy. No bother tell me about your team and them no make the same. Game sweet, girl I call it sugar daddy. CVM TV, for everybody.
Welcome to Fan Central Extra. Wait, hold on. Let me gather my senses, because why are we doing that to the greatest of all time? I mean, this artificial intelligence thing has been running rampant, and you know, wow. Lionel, if you're watching, if you're tuned in to CVM TV right now, I apologize on behalf of our production team for what you've just witnessed. But to be honest, Messi, you were dancing out there. You were having a grand time. And speaking of a grand time, we're going to have a grand time here, because the final whistle has gone and we are into extra time. Not just any extra time, we're into Fan Central Extra Time. As per usual, we have to make you know we are powered by none other than Pepsi. And when it comes to Pepsi, you know, when it comes to the football nation, fans make all the rules. Of course, we're powered by Pepsi. Our official food sponsor, by the way, we have to big up Mothers. Shout out to Mothers. And we love the food they provide. Of course, I always mention the patties. But have you ever tried their sweet chili chicken? Not going to talk about that just yet. We're talking about football. We must mention Just Bet Goal Rush. You can watch all the games on the biggest outdoor screen in the Caribbean. All you have to do, follow at JustBetJA for all the details. As mentioned, we are here on Fan Central Extra Time. Welcome to you at home, those on TV, those tuning in via YouTube. My name is Kimani O'Sullivan. With me on set, as per usual, we have the trusty tactician, the coach extraordinaire, and apparently the man who had quite too much to eat on Father's Day, none other than Coach Jermaine Thomas, who is, you know, a coaching educator at the JFF, and he's assistant coach for the National Men's Under-20 team, head coach of Malines United and McGrath High School. And he looks rejuvenated after a lovely Father's Day, I believe, Coach. Is that the case?
Put it that way now. I'll work with that, no problem.
Sure. And we must big up the returning, lovely, delusional Germany fan in our fan corner. Of course, she's our fan corner extraordinaire, Rashida Murphy. Guten Tag. Guten Tag, Rashida. Wow, what a sarcastic hi, Rashida. I don't like that. Aren't we on good terms? Rashida, are we on good terms? Yeah, nay. What say you?
Not a good night, Kimani.
It's not a good night for who? Almost got it done. Wow. She's mourning Senegal wearing a Germany jersey. Who would have thought? Not me. Speaking of our experts who will be joining us on the show, we have none other than former reggae boy, Tyrone Marshall, and he is known for quite a few things, namely defending, wearing pink shirts. He's also known for his witty jokes and apparently his dance moves. Tyrone Marshall is with us on Zoom. Tyrone, any dance moves to share with us tonight? Seeing that Messi started the dancing off on the show earlier with that clip.
Yeah. I apologize. I've been a little difficulties with the hearing piece here, the headset. So just give me a moment. I'll get with you shortly. I know you can hear me properly, but I can't hear you as well. Yeah.
I'm kind of glad you didn't hear me clearly, because I was making fun of your love for pink and your dance moves. So we might not talk about that for the rest of the night. Let's get into the results for the day, because it's been an eventful day, headlined by one Lionel Messi. At the top of your screens, Argentina dispatching of Austria 2-0. No need mentioning who put Austria to the sword. Messi, of course, just whispering the answer there. France getting that 3-0 victory over Iraq. Kylian Mbappe starring once again on the same day as the greatest of all time. And guess who followed suit? Norway and Erling Haaland. The Vikings defeated Senegal 3-2. All right, let's get into our discussions, the preliminaries of our discussions and our analysis. And Coach Thomas, I'm just going to get it off the bat now. I'm just going to get the ball rolling here. Lionel Messi has been getting the ball rolling in these 2 games. How is this old man? I can refer to him as an old man, Coach, because he's 39 years of age, looking like he actually looked like false 9 Pep Guardiola, Barcelona, Messi today. Is that how you saw it?
I think the footballing world should be a little bit scared, because the kind of brilliance you are seeing from Leo, it is something else. It is as if Leo is 22. He played 90 minutes today and he covered some distances, and you saw his brilliance, and I am really waiting in awe, because it seems as if we're going to be getting a treat this World Cup from Leo.
Yeah, it seems like, he's hit another gear. There were the worries about him coming into the World Cup with that injury. Here we have the statistics. Of course, Argentina was brilliant on the day. 12 shots, 3 on target. Edging the possession 54-46 against Austria. 539 passes. And so on and so forth for Argentina. So, Coach, when it comes to the statistics, what jumps out at you initially when you think about the matchup?
Interesting to see, very, very interesting to see. The position, I think, was a bit close. That jumps out. Not that they never really get a fight per se, but the game was competitive, and Argentina, I thought, stood out. The accuracies were close, pass accuracy. So both teams, I thought, played, and that the passing and the possession stood out for me, if you may ask.
Yeah, I think Tyrone is with us and he's ready to jump in.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm hearing you a little bit here.
Great, Tyrone. So I was speaking with someone earlier, Tyrone, and I mentioned to them that when Argentina has the ball, they play somewhat like a European team. But once they lose it, they go back into South American mode, and it's, get the ball back into the tackles, hardworking. Is that how you see this Argentina team? They're just so well balanced, and it all revolves around Lionel Messi.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you summarized it really well. Obviously, when they're in attack, it's a lot of fluidity, right? They are, a lot of movement, a lot of interchange. But once they lose the ball, is get back into that block, get organized, behind the ball, 4-4-2. At times it looked like a 4-1-4. Right, with Messi kind of be that lone guy, kind of just, hanging out up top. But like you mentioned, they're working, behind the ball so that Messi can save his legs. And I tell you what, listening to the game earlier, the commentator alluded to it that, Argentina is a team that they're selfless in the terms of they work for Messi because they know what he can do. And just like how he missed the penalty, they knew he was going to come back and redeem himself. And, it was a good team goal, the first goal that he scored. But really good, we call it group effort by the Argentina.
Yeah, I know someone who would love for his team to be working for him the way Argentina does for Messi. We're going to look at those final third entries because it's really interesting, Tyrone and Coach, that, when it comes to, we must say for Austria, no shocker that their final third entries had a left-sided bias because their best player on the day, Marcel Sabitzer, was playing on that left-hand side. But for Argentina, it seemed like the wide channels, as you can see there, left and right having the bulk of the touches, the entries, that they made a concerted effort to enter out wide and then go inside the pitch to Messi, as we saw on that first goal, where it seemed like, wow, that seemed rehearsed. Well, we've seen Lionel Messi score that goal probably 300 times in his career, and it just seemed like they were dominating out wide, Coach Thomas.
Yeah, over and over. But I thought Austria was good on the day. They were very, very organized, and just 1 or 2 mistakes and they paid for it. And when you're playing against a genius like Messi, with a well-structured and organized team in offense and defense like Argentina, then they'll punish you the minute you make a mistake. But Austria, I think, was seriously organized, and in the different blocks they were awesome, and they were rough when they needed to. When they were up the pitch, high pressing, they did it well. There weren't any space left. Sometimes they were pressing so tight and so aggressive, and I thought that really made it a little bit difficult for Argentina.
Yeah, Ralph Rangnick and Austria known for their pressing. We're going to talk about the next game, Tyrone. I'm going to start with you. How do we reconcile what Kylian Mbappe is doing off the back of witnessing, you know, the person he's chasing in the all-time goal-scoring list, scoring a brace, and Kylian Mbappe said, rain or shine, I'm going to do it too because I'm that good. How good was he today?
Yeah, very good. I thought Kylian Mbappe, you know, like any great player, they're always watching each other to see what he's doing, you know, referring to Messi. And obviously he wants to up Messi, right? And so he's going to go out and he's going to work his tail off to try to see if he can up Messi and kind of outshine him. But that's what all great players do, right? They want to be in the spotlight. And, you know, he kind of backed up that today with a really good performance, scoring that fantastic goal, that left-footed goal to start things off. But even coming out after the break, after that weather delay, you know, and you know, put those chances away, it does speak volume for, you know, the class and ability that Kylian Mbappe possesses.
Yeah, Coach Thomas, we have the statistics on the screen there. Of course, French dominance. Iraq had a few chances here and there, but for the most part, it was all France, and I'm sure that's how you expected the game to go.
Definitely, but Iraq again showed in large parts, that they came to play. They were on the front foot pretty much, and when they needed to defend, they were defending. Again, when they're playing against quality teams with quality players who are extremely organized, they will punish you. And Iraq made some silly mistakes, and as a result of that, they paid the price.
Yeah, of course, we must mention the race for the all-time leading goal scorer in World Cups. It just feels inevitable that Kylian Mbappe will surpass Lionel Messi at some point, so we're looking out for that. Coach, you're laughing. Why are you laughing? You sound like you don't have faith in Mbappe.
I'm just in awe.
Yeah.
Hearing a statement like that.
It sounds surreal, but that's what's happening, Coach. I mean, Kylian Mbappe is really making a claim to be the greatest World Cup player ever. I mean, 2 World Cups now, I believe it is.
And still young, so
3?
I mean, yeah.
Wow, he's been doing well. All right, let's get to the third game. The Vikings, they've rowed their boat or their ship into Senegal's territory, and they've conquered them 3-2. And guess who was at the double? It seems like these 3 have really planned up, you know, Tyrone, because Mbappe, Messi, and Haaland. It's the exact same thing that happened last week. Not in terms of how many goals each of them scored, but the performances were just brilliant. Speak about this Norway team and how they got this win against Senegal.
Yeah, like you mentioned, you know, Erling Haaland, obviously, you know, he's trying to keep pace with Messi and Kylian Mbappe as well. I think this World Cup is kind of Erling Haaland's coming out party. Obviously, you know, the Premier League, you saw what he did in the Premier League with Manchester City. And now it's on the world stage where everyone can see it. And, you know, it's paying dividends, right? The Norwegian came out really aggressive. And look, we know what Erling Haaland's all about, right? Get service in the box, but man, he's a real opportunistic player, right? Anything in and around the goal area, he's going to put it away. And as you saw, I think it was the second goal where he just came up high and he kind of pop it in. So goal scorers, that's what they do. And, you know, he's only going to get better. But I love the competition between those 3 right now. You know, they're trying to outdo each other. So really good thing to see and really good entertainment football right now.
Yeah, I have a bone to pick with FIFA still, coach and Tyrone, because why are all three of these players coincidentally playing on the same day, and another player who is noted as one of the greatest, Cristiano, is playing in isolation? And I just think it's a bit unfair. Of course, my producer is in my ear telling me that, of course, Ronaldo has a chance to see what they do and get himself pumped up to match it. But I just think something about that just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I'm going to be honest. We're going to go to a break. But before we go to a break, we have some interesting statistics to show you concerning the little magic man that we saw on show in the Argentina jersey. We're running out of adjectives to describe Lionel Messi. He just continues to defy logic. Look at this statistic. The most consecutive matches scored in World Cups. A player has scored in consecutive World Cup matches. Lionel Messi has scored in 6 consecutive World Cup matches. Can I just note, and he's tied with Jairzinho from Brazil and Just Fontaine from France. Anybody in studio, coach, Tyrone, Marshall, would you like to guess who Argentina will face in their next matchup? Because it seems like a done and dusted outcome for the next game. That record will be broken by him, I think. Guess who he's playing against?
Who's he playing against?
It starts with J, and I work with him.
Japan?
No, I work with him. Jordan.
Yeah. I'm really having a difficult time hearing. That's why.
Yeah. He's gonna break it, right, Tyrone?
Yeah.
I think it's a foregone conclusion. All right, stick with us. We're still on Fan Central Extra Time. We have more for you. We have, of course, the playbook, my favorite segment where we break down all the tactics at the tactics board right after the break. Stick with us. We're live on Fan Central Extra Time. We'll be right back.
Everyone cover lift up. Them a silly billy. Me carry real bad team, not a illy billy. Now bandwagon to the thing, now bother switchy. Represent for your team to the nitty gritty. School silly billy. Now bother tell me about your team and them to make the semi. Game sweet, girl I call it sugar daddy. CVM TV for everybody.
Welcome to the Pepsi Football Nation. Rule number 1, it's called football, not soccer.
Rule number 2, they should get rid of VAR.
No. Every decision should go to VAR.
Write this down. Pepsi should be the official drink of the nation.
I love that. They won't agree on anything.
That's where Rule 100 kicks in. Everything gets settled on the pitch. What about you? What rule would you want?
It's game on at Quartz. Spend $150,000 on credit purchases or $250,000 on cash at Quartz from May 1, 2026 to June 20, 2026 to be automatically entered for a chance to win one of 3 smart TVs to watch the matches in style. First place gets a 98-inch TCL Smart TV. Second place a 55-inch. And third place a 43-inch. Score big and upgrade your game day vibes when you shop at Quartz, bringing value home. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Conditions apply.
Welcome to the Pepsi Football Nation. Rule number 1, it's called football, not soccer.
Rule number 2, they should get rid of VAR.
No. Every decision should go to VAR.
Write this down. Pepsi should be the official drink of the nation.
I love that. They won't agree on anything.
That's where Rule 100 kicks in. Everything gets settled on the pitch. What about you? What rule would you want?
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winford Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Tune in to Lead Story. Weekdays at 6 p.m. Hosted by Jody Ann Quarry.
greatest show on earth is here, and Fan Central goes into extra time for 39 days right throughout FIFA's Showpiece tournament, with a Pepsi in hand, of course. Catch the playbook with a tactical breakdown from our expert coaches. Come sit in our fan corner, where you have your say on the day's action. Fame or shame, who were the best or worst players of the day, and have a laugh as we share some of the best reactions on social media. After the final whistle, it's extra time. Fan Central Extra Time. 8 p.m. daily, with 10 p.m. shows on select days where there are 8 p.m. match kickoffs.
Fan Central Extra Time is brought to you by the Pepsi Football Nation, where fans make the rules. Football, better with Pepsi.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than...
Tune in to Lead Story. Weekdays at 6 p.m. Hosted by Jody Ann Quarry.
The greatest show on earth is here, and Fan Central goes into extra time for 39 days right throughout FIFA's Showpiece tournament, with a Pepsi in hand, of course. Catch the playbook with a tactical breakdown from our expert coaches. Come sit in our fan corner, where you have your say on the day's action. Fame or shame, who were the best or worst players of the day, and have a laugh as we share some of the best reactions on social media. After the final whistle, it's extra time. Fan Central Extra Time. 8 p.m. daily, with 10 p.m. shows on select days where there are 8 p.m. match kickoffs.
Fan Central Extra Time is brought to you by the Pepsi Football Nation, where fans make the rules. Football, better with Pepsi.
Tune in to Lead Story. Weekdays at 6 p.m. Hosted by Jody Ann Quarry.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
When the Lala go net fi full up, match link up, Fan Central full up. Me team win, everybody cover lift.
My name is Mr. Garvey. I'm your substitute teacher today. I'm gonna read off these roll call names right here. Is Aurelian Tchouameni here? Where's Tchouameni? Where is Aurelian Tchouameni? Vinicius. Is it Vinicius or Vinicius or Vincius? Might be. Is it just Vincius? Boy, if you ain't in here, how am I supposed to know how to say your name? Where is Lamine Yamal? Is Lamine Yamal up in here? How about Desiree Dewey? Is Desiree Dewey up? Ain't nobody in this classroom. Erling Haaland. Is Erling Haaland in here? Where's he? Kylian Mbappe. No Kylian Mbappe today? Judy Bellingham. Is Judy Bellingham here? Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Is Aaron Wan-Bissaka up here? This is ridiculous, man. Ain't got no students in the class, ain't got nobody to teach.
Hey, you know, butchering names is really a talent sometimes, because you think about a player like Rabiot for France. I wonder what he would say about that name, probably Rabiot. Where's Vicious? What did he say, Coach? Vicious or
Vicious, I think.
Wow, we don't like that. Welcome back to Fan Central Extra Time. We are here ready with